Clarence, if you could give us a brief overview.
See, that's the problem. Is I
Also fell asleep.
No, I didn't fall asleep, but I just never remember what happened. When someone starts mentioning what happened, it will come back to my memory. But yeah.
Okay.
You
then,
start
well,
narrating, Nick, and then
I remember that. So if memory serves,
it doesn't have to be 100% accurate because I'll correct you.
See, I can't remember if this was last session or the session before. Did nothing happen? We just talked a lot.
You was in Joran last session. You guys had been collected, if you like, from both Elshan and Zeppelin, who told you that there was a lot of things that had been going on within the the Bramblewoods and around Gat Shadow. That Zeppelin had found a stronghold after being attacked by weird, strange motes of light that were picking off shield guards one by one. They managed to escape, and then as she was almost about to be killed, Elshan had arrived, bashed the undead across the head, and escaped with Zeppelin to your position by the tree that you'd all found. You then decided that you was going to go on to Juran to free or to try and resolve Gormax's issues with the lycanthropy curse. While you was doing that, it didn't quite go to plan initially, and Summer decided that she was going to go off and try and deal with the Shade Watch leader, who had been in a comatized state since the attack of the moats on Juran when you first each met each other, and was sent through a dream state to try and help free her mind from the Crawling King's grasp. Then you decided that you was going to do a little bit of shopping, I believe. You each did your bit. Thorfinn had some grudgements and decided that I believe he was intending on stealing items from a shop. Didn't succeed to check for traps and set off an alarm alerting the guards to his position, and then fortunately for him escaping before you each was waiting by a tree to travel to the location nearby the stronghold by the Bramble Woods. Just before you each passed through, Elshan had educated you that the area was dead and decaying, and some of the trees and plant lives had been corrupted by the surrounding effects. With that knowledge in mind, it seemed that you was prepared to take that risk and pass through the doorway, travelling to the location near Gat Shadow. So, as your bodies pass through the vine-like pathways of the transport via plants and trees, there are dark flashes of corruption that whip past your view as you're thrown out the other side, a surrounded dead-like forest area. Your bodies feel weak. You're moving feels like you're moving from side to side like a ship caught in the ocean waves, tipping your vision and spinning. A dizziness swells your mind. you kind of focus or try and attempt to focus on your swirling surroundings, you can just make out that Elshan is on all fours, spewing up black like bio into a pool in front of him, and there are surrounding areas of dark patches of dark coloured blood, broken swords, and some wooden shields with painted blue fronts and with a grey W shape on the front of each shield that you can make out. I do need you all to roll 2d6s individually.
Jurat, can you roll for me? I'm in Sainsbury's.
I can,
Thank you.
indeed. Oh, that is the wrong game. Sorry, give me 3 hours while roll 20 rewinds itself. Okay, so D6 and then another D6 separately, right?
Yeah.
I didn't do it separately. Do you want me to re-roll or just?
No, that's
take
fine.
it?
I can see the two dice separately. That's fine. I wasn't sure if it would show up that way.
So first two are me, second two are...
Roll another one, so you don't have two of the same numbers there.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
4.
So Clarence, please, if you could roll me a 1d2 if you know how to do that.
Sorry, you kept breaking up. I couldn't hear that.
Sorry, could you roll me a 1d2 if you know how to do that?
Can I just roll a d4 and half it?
Sure, why not? We'll say a 1 and a 3 is a good number, and a 2 and a 4 is a bad number.
I got a 1.
Okay, so on your character sheet, the stats that build up your basis, from the top being 1 and the bottom being 6. Number 5 is, remind me again.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Could you reduce your wisdom by 1?
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
When you say reduced, do you mean from 9 to 8 or from -1 to 0? Or from -1 to -2?
So if you have an 8,
the stat, not the modifier.
yeah. So if you have a 9, it'd be an 8.
Yeah. So permanently or like.
Currently, this is the state of play.
Okay, so I'm gonna put 8 and then a 9 in brackets.
It's gonna break it if you do
Just
that. It won't know what your bonus.
Put it in your notes that it's happened, if that helps.
Okay, 8.
I'll start writing all this down in case.
That doesn't change my modifier though, does it?
If the number doesn't fall within the requisite, that it lowers your modification, that's fine.
Yeah, 9 to 8 is still -1. So you're theoretically less wise, but mechanically you're fine.
The stat that falls under number 3, so the third on the list, you can add 1 to.
I can add 1 to it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So you've lost 1 on one stat, and you've gained 1 on another stat.
Okay.
Could Summer, you do the same for me, please? So you can roll a d4 if that helps.
Oh wait, shit.
So 1 being negative. So whichever number 4 falls under.
This is
really bad.
You can drop that by 1.
Okay.
And whatever
One
number
sec.
3 falls under, you can add 1 to.
What was that?
And whatever number 3 falls under, you can add 1 to.
Add 2.
No, add 1 to.
Add 1 to.
Yeah.
Let me
So add 1 to it.
What is your strength?
19.
So
So
it doesn't mechanically it doesn't affect you then.
if I roll a 1 or a 3, I think it doesn't. If I roll higher than that, then I think it might. go quite badly.
Yeah, if you're done, Summer, we'll have the same from you, Jirak.
Okay.
2 and 4. 2 and 4.
Okay.
D2, 2. So is that I lose 2 strength?
So number 1, no. Number 1, you can add 1 to.
Okay.
And your number
so my
6,
strength goes up.
Your strength goes up, but number 6 goes down.
Oh, I'm even more min-max than I was before. So it goes with up by 1, down by 1 each one?
So number 1 goes up by 1.
Yep, strength goes up by 1.
And number 6 goes down by 1.
Goes down by 1. Okay, so I am even stronger, but even less charismatic.
Okay.
Like,
and then we do the same for Goplana.
Okay, and then same as last time, D2.
Okay, so number 2 under her requisite goes up by 1, and number 4 goes down by 1.
Oh, your dex goes to 18, and the what? Sorry, goes down by 1.
Number 4, whatever stat number 4 is.
Okay, yeah, you've only got positives. You just gained a dex bonus. Your AC's gone up. Your attack roll with your bow's gone up. Good job.
Okay, but what about the thing that went down? What went down?
Intelligence, but it went from 15 to 14, so there's no modifier change.
Okay, cool. I mean, she's not that smart, so it's fine.
She's got 15 intelligence. That's like
She's fucking dumb, though. Have you been here for the last year?
Well, yes, but like, still, a +2 intelligence is still remarkably smart. Like that's someone who got A levels with flying colours.
So, I'm not any better. Oh god, now I've got to find a way to get into my house. Good.
Roll for it.
Wait, you don't have fisting with lockpicks. Got calligrapher's tools, sorry. Looks like you played outside today.
Did you cast knock?
So, you currently all have disadvantage on attacks.
Open, you bastard. There we go.
And perception checks.
What if I don't want to have disadvantage on them?
Unfortunately, that's the effect that you're currently under.
Okay.
Summer, what was it that you lost and gained again?
I lost intelligence and gained constitution.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
No.
Jirak lost 1.
Okay. So, after you kind of have this sensation that the corruption from the travelling has changed your state somewhat, even minimal, you still feel a bit off. As stated, you currently have disadvantage on attacks and perception checks. Elshan's still on the floor, struggling for strength. Zeppelin rushes over. Elshan, are you okay? And Elshan looks up at her. I'll be fine, but I'm drained. This place and the journey has made me quite weak. It seems not all of you made it, though. And he looks around at you all and says, Thorfinn is missing. He must have been sent somewhere else. Hopefully close by. You must go. Help the others stop this decay, taking hold of the rest of Tal'Dorei. I have a small amount of magic left I can use to get out of the woods. Hopefully I'll find Thorfinn and send him your way. And you see body parts of Elshan begin to shift and shrink. Feathers begin to sprout from his back as you see him transform into a crow. and he kind of hops along the ground a little bit and attempts to take off, flapping and failing to the floor, and then flapping. It takes him a few attempts before he flies off through the storm clouds before disappearing out of sight.
Anyone else feel I actually feel fucking brilliant. I don't know what I'm talking about. Stop flexing. I'm gonna put some weight on. And I was like, sort of flexing my biceps. Happy with that. How's everyone else feeling? So far, nothing but good.
A bit queasy, but all right. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Don't particularly feel any different, to be quite honest.
Also, sorry, just noticed we all lost mental stats but gained physical stats. Cute little bit of twinning there. So we are not going to find Thorfinn? Elshan's going to find Thorfinn for us, right?
Yeah, by what you've learned just then. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
well,
this is the sort of situation that you currently find you in, with a decaying tree, surrounding bloodstains, and now Elshan flown off.
We're gonna pull a shell and just shrug and move on with our life. Thing, aren't we? Cool. You remember when he went missing for a while and then turned up eventually, absolutely battered? Yeah.
Thorfinn will be fine. He didn't contribute much anyway. Oh, sorry, don't know why I said that. 7 charisma, boys. Only downhill from here.
I do need you all to roll, and remembering disadvantage, a perception check, please.
Sorry, I was trying to maneuver my way into my house. What have we got disadvantage on?
Perception check and attack rolls currently.
My disadvantage from perception comes from the fact that I'm looking at myself in the mirror too much, or whatever reflection there may be.
Okay.
I rolled well for once.
You did.
Aren't you lucky?
Mm.
Oh,
Good.
Lana, it would have to be you, wouldn't it? There's always one.
Lana's just lost intelligence. She doesn't know where she's looking. What? She's doing.
So, first things first, and this probably would be negated if there was an at 20, but unfortunately there's not. One of you, Goplana, give me a sec.
Sorry, is this purple figure Zeppelin?
Yes.
Just so I know.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool. Oh, did anything happen to Kega, or is she not of sound enough mind to have to worry about it?
She is currently being sick with the same black bio that Elshan was.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm gonna go over and make a, I guess a medicine check and
Okay.
see if I've seen this black
Sure.
the black bile before.
Yeah, go ahead. You've not seen anything like this per se, but your medicine check does notice something. Her belly is a lot more swollen than you're familiar with.
Jirak blots out the memory of that. But even recognizing it, he goes into a fugue state and goes, "Oh, she must just be ill." Gets up, walks off.
This is going to go great, guys.
Okay. So as you all stand there and look around your surroundings, most of you don't see until it's to the point that it's too late that there pours out of the sides
Oh,
dozens
fuck.
and dozens of undead, and one of them gets close enough to Goplana to lash out at her. Actually, I should have had advantage on that because you didn't know they were there. Yeah, so 11 misses. Just like lashes, and as it goes to raise to slam at Goplana, the rest of you see that they're like almost appearing out of like nowhere. The dark areas of bush and like vine, they just seem to like fall out of gaps and areas of the tree lines surrounding you. There are dozens and dozens of undead soldiers, like guards, and there doesn't seem to be any signs of stopping, but they are slowly shambling towards you. There's easily 40, maybe 30 heads that you can see groaning and reaching for your flesh. Zeppelin shouts out, "Quickly, we must rush. We can lose them in the woods. They're too slow to keep up, but too many to take down."
Friends of yours? And I start running.
Okay. Do any of you do anything with the surrounding objects that were in your view by the tree?
The surrounding what?
So when you arrived in this area, there were a lot of dark blood stains, a series of like broken blades, and about 7 or so wooden shields that have the marking that you would recognize, I would imagine, as the Western mark for the shield guard.
Lan's gonna grab a shield and peg it.
Okay.
Someone's just gonna rub some of the blood all over her and just pray that they think she's one of them.
This isn't The Walking Dead.
Fuck you.
Durak gets hungry eyes after she does that. I'd probably say something like, weaklings. Oh, sorry. But I'm casting my mind back to the blood mimics and I'm going to steer clear of them.
Okay. Zeppelin also does pick up a shield and dash off into the distance ahead. Are you all following, I'm guessing?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
run away.
Yep. So it does take you a little while. They slowly fade out of sight before the dark night sky and the storm that rolls in and the heavy rain that's falling. They begin to lose sight and you can no longer see them. Get my page back.
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay.
It takes you a short while, but you begin traveling, and it seems that you're ascending up like an area of the mountain. There's still like decaying tree line, and you can see as you begin to progress higher that there are lower plains of bramblewood that you can see off in the distance, and the dark moonlight that kind of hits the further areas light up the trees in the distance, and you can see that there's not a lot of foliage on the trees themselves. But it's like on a grand scale. You've not seen a decay in such a way. After a while, though, you do see the rock face of the side of Gat Shadow, and it begins to come to almost like a cul-de-sac, and you see in the distance the forming of a wooden structure ahead of you in the dark. Let me just reveal that. You can see. Is what you see.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
As you approach and you see this large wooden barrier, this is clearly the stronghold that Zeppelin was mentioning. You can see just above, like the wooden structure, there are two skeleton archers that you can just see the silhouettes of from your perspective and your distance, that seem to be standing guard above the line of this tree trunk wooden like barrier across this sort of cave entrance appearance.
Shall we all dart into the tree line and not be in the middle of this?
Ahead of this area, there are a series of rocks that you can just that you can make out. That there are a series of large stones on the grounds just in front of you, like here, and there's a small one, some smaller ones and such.
Perfect.
So do move your tokens to where you wish to be at this stage.
Right. Oh, actually, wait. These fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Okay, so it's one round of movement between each rock. That's not the end of the world, as long as we don't spread out any further than this.
Still not exactly ideal, though.
Yeah. Be nice if it was all clumped together. Oh no, but notice this clearing, fucking huge. I suddenly feel very small.
I'm going to say this now. This is ambush territory with fox.
I mean, it makes sense that they would make it incredibly difficult to survive immediately in front of their stronghold. It's meant to be easily defensible, after all.
Yeah, you can see that there are like wooden spikes that come out of the woodwork, and there are wooden stakes that like shiv out of the ground in front as well. Just sort of almost centered to this area, there are two large like wooden structure-like gates that are open. They don't seem to have moved or been moved, so they either have been built this way or have yet to be placed in a manner that they're mechanical, if that makes sense. If you want to try and see some more, feel free to have a perception. You are still currently at disadvantage for your perception checks, although now you kind of the haziness of your transportation here is kind of worn off, so you feel that you're capable of attacking more reasonably, but your perception is still a little hazy. Okay. Some of you looking through the area and with your dark... Oh, blimey. Jirak will see it as well.
Yeah, but I'm disadvantaged, so 11.
11.
Just, I have it automatically roll twice.
You may just about see this then. Let me do a polygram just so you can see like the area that I'd like you to see, because that's where you probably would see. Beyond the entrance gate, you can see that there is a large dark black bell, like on a raised pole with a chain that seems to hang and is grounded into the ground. The only movement you can see is the two skeletons on the top there, moving, occasionally moving left and then moving right, to almost like a patrol kind of, looking for areas. And they are obviously on a raised platform beyond this wooden wall. You can see an ever slight flicker of light from beyond this wall, perhaps from a fire or torch. You're not sure.
Right, we still got the coins, yeah?
I didn't get rid of them.
Instead of shouting across, let's team up and do that through coins.
Smart.
Is that Zeppelin in the middle?
Yep.
I'm gonna just like do a little "the fuck are you doing there?" and like be like, either come here or go over there.
She kind of looks at you, and this isn't her expertise. I mean, she's a battle mage, but she's very much a solo kind of worker. A lot of what she does is very sort of on her own. But she does look over at you, and she kind of points at her shield, like at the face of her shield, and then holds it up at her head height, not her waist height.
Again, I'm gonna message and be like, "The fuck are you doing there? Join one of us so we can all talk to each other."
She kind of like hunches herself over, like in a way that she almost makes herself smaller, and holds the shield like sideways onto the wall, and casually walks over towards you, but not in a speed, not almost like a speed slower than walking.
It's not about getting there safely, it's about not being fucking seen, Zeppelin. He's facing away from Jericho, but Jericho's just like standing there, almost looking like he's going to tear his eyes out. Like, you can't tell her that because he doesn't have fucking sending.
How
She just like puts hands in front of her face, just like, for fuck's sake.
How many calling coins do we have? Is it just the 2?
2.
Because I think we should give those to people who can't cast message. Just that way there's more people to communicate between. I'm not sure who had them last. I think Jericho had one. But I think because you and Zeppelin both have message, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're happy to communicate whenever you want.
I'm gonna give the coin to Clarence.
Okay. Right. Let me see if I have. No. I'm trying to remember. I've got speak with animals, but I don't have animal messenger, which is what I wanted, so I could like send bugs to communicate with people. I am going to cast 2 spells. One is going to be my. I believe it is. Where is it? Look at it. Yeah. So, using my cool range of powers, I sit down. I focus for a moment. I cast Animal Friendship. Call my hawk buddy to assist, and then I cast Beast Sense on said hawk. And I'm going to go.
Remind me again of Beast Sense. Does the animal have to be in proximity? Because this is a dead and decaying area. There is no wildlife.
Oh right, okay. So the actual chances of finding an animal.
And there's a raging storm as well.
Yeah.
Is there
So this requires the beast
there
to
is.
be like, you know, normal, to be able to be seen. But I've got a number of spells that could help me get said creature. I've got Speak with Animals and Animal Friendship. Are the two.
But again, they have to be seen within range, don't they?
Yeah. I've been sort of just like assuming there was a bird nearby. Yeah, that's a good point. If there's no, if it's literally like there's no bird song, no nothing, then I'm gonna.
It's literally
No,
as
scratch
far
that.
as you can see, and even with the perception you had, there is literally no wildlife, nothing living, at least in this area. Anything that does even remotely appear to be living is either corrupted or undead.
Okay. And I am not even gonna tempt the idea of me using Animal Friendship to befriend a skeletal hawk. That would be a perversion of nature. Okay. Fuck. I think Jarrett goes to like whistle, but then realizes there's absolutely no bird song, no
kind of looks
chittering of animal
around
in the wildlife.
to see where, like, what direction best to whistle, and then the realization of, oh fuck.
Yeah. Oh boy. Never mind then.
Time's passing, guys, and
Yeah.
the raging storm continues, and you see two more on each side. There is another skeletal form on each end of the wooden structure.
Okay.
So now there is four archered guards or skeletons.
Okay.
Fuck.
Bring it in.
I was gonna say, is there any way we could like get someone to scout so we know what we're up against when we get in there? Because that was my idea, to like, you know, basically drone cam, UAV scout the place before we went in. But I've got no bird.
Oh
What the fuck?
God! Oh fuck! Right.
If I may
Mouse.
intervene, Goplana, I'm able to at least disguise myself. Perhaps that may give us an insight to what's beyond the wall.
In what way?
I can do this, and she braces her hand from her right hand on her right top of her shoulder, and drags it down over her chest, down her leg, and she begins to turn into a skeletal form.
Holy shit. Right, yeah. You do, yes. You go do things. Finger guns, go and please.
The only thing is that it's rather tricky. I don't smell like them, and it is only a mirage of sorts.
Clarence pisses on him.
This whole time it's just like a jawbone going. Can, 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 can.
Firstly, Zeppelin is a woman.
Clarence pisses on her.
We're terrible human beings.
Kegger also pisses on her. She's over there.
Kind of just
It's
looks
for
down,
it's for
like
disguise,
doesn't
though.
react at this stage.
I whispered the coin. Good job, Clarence. Keep it up.
Clarence pisses harder.
She
Like a
looks down.
racehorse, that boy. Like a fire hose. You turn it off and on whenever
I
he
need
wants.
you, Clarence, to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Clarence knows how to pee.
Oh, that's fine.
Roll intelligence check
Still
to see if
gotta
you
roll.
remember to take your trousers down first.
Can I ask why?
Not at this stage, but I will soon tell you.
Well, is this a saving throw against magic?
Yes.
Okay.
Get it, boy.
Advantage helped me on that one. Yep.
She looks at you and says, "Such a charming little boy. How about you
I-
pee on a lower form of life?" And suggests that you piss on Kegger instead, as she charmed person.
You're.
I piss on Kegger.
I don't want to be one of those guys saying, that's what my character would do, but I mean, Kegel will attack you if you do that. If you're like head height with her, turn around,
I've been
right
charmed,
there.
I can do it as
and-
that or a suggestion. Either one would get you to do it.
No, I mean, if you're charming me to do that, then does that just mean you get advantage on persuasion, or I have to follow what she says?
You charm. You're more inclined on like things that I say. You're more friendly towards me. Yeah.
If it's suggestion, I think, provided that it's something that Clarence would realistically do, you can tell them to do anything up to like 2 sentences long.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
seeing as
the
I was
only
already
restriction.
pissing on someone, to then piss on a giant cat wouldn't
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
far from something Clarence would do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
Clarence will
lovely.
urinate upon the cat.
God, mark these 2 bloody spells off already.
Is Kegger doing anything?
Jirek is like singing a song through the speaking stone so that Keg can hear it. Like, it's basically trying to calm her down. Like, go to sleep, go to sleep. Please don't kill my gnomish friend. Like, just like a lullaby, so that she doesn't. Like her claws are extending from her paws and stuff.
Is this persuasion?
This is me just saying
But
Kegger
would it
is
fall under
considering
persuasion?
attacking. I would wager it falls under Ranger's Companion, 3rd level Beastmaster ability. Yeah, bonus action to command the beast, and will follow your last command until directed otherwise.
I
So
mean,
I
you
use my
are-
bonus action to not murder Clarence.
I would like to point out, I mean, you are like 100 foot away from them.
I've got a speaking coin through the one that Clarence is holding,
Fine.
so that it echoes out, so that I can hear it. This is a reach. I'd rather not Clarence take damage unnecessarily. There are better ways to get revenge.
You
So,
can piss me.
what are you guys doing? Because time's still passing.
Right. Okay. Best way to scout in there. We've got the Zeppelin turns into a skeleton and walks in, move, or the
Should we charge?
fuck it, yeah, why not?
No.
Let's see. Okay, I think best idea. Does anyone know like polymorph or something? So like someone else could turn into a bird, and then someone can turn them invisible and like scout overhead.
I can't
'Cause-
turn into a hawk.
Nope.
Fuck. Damn. What level can you turn into a bird?
Not this one.
8. The next one, I think 8.
Damn. If only there was a small stream. Okay, well we don't have much of a choice. I think.
There is a small stream.
Okay, turn into a microscopic fish. I honestly think that a spider would do it. A spider would do it. And I imagine, like, considering the storm is raging so profusely, you'd have a good bet of like any noise you were to hypothetically make would be lessened.
It is only minorly. So
Okay.
the DC that would be there is lowered by, well, I say significantly lowered, but it is still quite difficult.
I've never heard a spider before.
You've got one still in the crevice of your back. Actually,
Oh, I do, don't I? I do. Can I speak to the spider?
well, can you speak with animals? You can only
Yeah.
like you've got full on speak with animals now.
I have speak with full beasts.
Okay.
Through sounds and gestures, you may communicate simple ideas with small or smaller beasts.
Yeah.
I
Give
love animals.
ideas, so you can't necessarily understand them, but you can project
Yeah.
ideas. That sure. I mean, you can't see the spider. You can just see the webbing that is now thick on the shoulder blade of your left shoulder. So like even looking back, all you can see is like a white mess sprawled across your left shoulder blade. You can't see a spider.
Spidey. Yes, spider. Buddy. And I'm just tapping on the webbing. Buddy.
Yeah. Comes out like almost like skitters like rapidly towards your hand and then freezes.
Hey, it's me.
His front legs up a little bit in a defensive manner.
Whoa! It's just me, mate. Calm yourself.
Calm yourself.
And then through sort of some expressive dance movements, I'm trying to explain to the spider to go inside and see what there is, and then ask him to also map it and come out, and then draw the map in a web
You know
on
how
the
big
floor.
this spider is, right?
Yeah. I mean, we might be here for a while, but it's a solid idea.
Sure. Is that what you're projecting?
That's what I'm trying to explain. That's
okay.
that's what I'm trying
to. Is it an animal handling check?
I mean, if you want it to be, it just says
sure.
I can communicate with small. I mean, I can try and persuade it.
Let's go for persuasion. Go on, let's see. Okay. Just to see how well you interpret this.
Just a regular persuasion, or because I'm so cute and adorable, there's advantage.
As he's already made a home on you, I will allow advantage.
Thank you. Come on, -2. 12.
Kind of looks up, goes back in his hole of like the webbing nest in the back of your shoulder blade. Not sure if it took. You kind of like at the point where you almost give up that he's actually understood or accepted your suggestion, and he comes out again, but this time a silk webbing like hangs from your back, and he crawls on the floor and starts to go off, and you start to see him like a little bit. I mean, it's tiny, to the point where he almost vanishes through sight. How long do you want to wait?
Well, until he comes back.
3 hours later.
So
just to like make sure, so Zeppelin and I have just watched this gnome dance at a spider.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is Zeppelin still a skeleton?
Yep. She's kind of just looking like, without obviously having facial expressions, you can tell that there's probably like a raised eyebrow, like going on.
Holy shit! I've got an idea. Okay, right. So, forgive me if I'm wrong, but the 2 main things that you would ever fail a stealth check on for creatures that don't have olfactory senses, i.e. noses, is being heard or being seen. Boots of Elvenkind mean that my steps make no sound regardless of the surface I'm moving across. And if I were to hypothetically be made invisible, I would also be, hence the name of the spell, invisible.
What?
I.e. unable to be seen. If both of those, I've already got the boots on, so I make no noise when I step. If I had invisibility cast on me, unless I like bump into someone or like there's a fucking bloodhound, I'm fairly sure that I would be relatively undetectable, and I've got a decent stealth bonus. So if it is okay with everyone else, I think that I just fucking walk in as long as someone can turn me invisible. And I imagine Zeppelin has spells of that like.
Not invisibility.
I
Fuck.
can turn you invisible.
There we go. I
Sure.
whisper that into the coin and ask everyone what they think. And I
Minor
stand there
illusion.
like shrugging.
Disguise self. Unseen servant. Misty step.
Oh,
See
I thought it was just like
invisibility.
listing spells. These are the ones that she has.
She can see invisibility.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, my idea, you know, if Summer turns me invisible, I have my boots of silence on. If I just walk in,
Your invisibility spell. What does it state on your invisibility spell, Summer?
That.
up to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to attack anyone. I tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Is that what you're doing?
Hell yeah,
Can you keep an eye out for Spidey when you're in there?
we'll do. I'll mind my footsteps, both so that I do not leave, like, you know, I don't traipse through a big puddle of blood and leave footprints like appearing on the floor, like in Harry Potter or anything. I'll also make sure I'm not stepping on a spider. And I think, do I have any? Yeah, if shit really goes south, I can move 90 feet in a round plus my. Do I have the thing? No, I don't. I can move 90 feet in a round and just keep on hoofing in case of emergency. So, you know, worst case scenario, I do that. But I think might be an idea. Yeah. Any objections? I ask the people via coins, etc.
Not from me.
Nope.
Right, if I can do this, sure. Cast invisibility. I'm ready. Wait, before I go, is there anything that I have on me that will cause me to fail stealth checks? I leave like my bag, like my
Take the
backpack.
coin.
I take the coin. Yeah, I've got the coin. Like I stick it in my ear with a bit of like I don't know, beeswax, something sticky. I glue it in there so that I can use it like an intercom. I take my spear, my shield, armor I'm wearing, obviously, and the boots. But I think I'll leave everything else behind just to be.
So I know invisibility is only on the being, isn't it? On the creature and what they're wearing, not if you was holding a shield, surely.
You know, everything it wears or carries.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I pick something up, it does. I don't think it becomes invisible. I think it stays in because it's only at the time of casting.
Yeah.
If I drop anything, it becomes visible. But I can't like pick something up and it will turn invisible with me. But I don't think I'm going to be on a thieving mission, just a
No worries.
scouting one.
Okay.
Right.
So off you trot.
Off I trot, moving stealthily, so half speed, but in stages. Make my way to the entrance, making sure I don't step on any spiders.
So, don't seem to come across any spiders currently.
Okay. I take a big breath in, as quietly as I can, and step into the gate.
Yep. You see the forecourt of this inner area. There are a series of undead, zombie-like creatures that seem to be just randomly shambling about the area. Two more skeletal archers on raised plinths at the back. Series of boxes, broken pieces of furniture, very old tatted like tent, and like a fire pit that seems to light the area ever so slightly. And again, you can see that there is this large black bell in the center of the court. At the rear, you can see that there is almost like a ruined structure of like an archway that is long since fallen apart and is now sort of just rubbled, and sort of, you can just barely make out that there was something man-made here once, and beyond that is just darkness of a cave mouth.
Okay. So I, like via Morse code, like and start tapping on the coin to signify there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 zombies, 4 skeletons, big black bell. No one in charge, it looks like. Big cave at the back. Mostly saying it to myself, so I remember. I'm going to scout over this way. Not taking a direct path, obviously, because I don't want to go really anywhere near the zombies. But I want to get a look at the tents and the fire pit and see like what they're being used for, because obviously zombies don't need to sleep, zombies don't need warmth.
So go ahead firstly and do me a perception check.
Percezione.
The area, the tents, although they're like standing, like the fabric that covers over the tents are ripped to shreds. The any kind of bedding in the middle is like just a pile of like rags that have like balled up. They don't look like they're properly being used. This is almost like remnants of how you would remember a memory of a tent, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The tents of the previous occupants, I'm guessing. And the fire pit, is it just
just yeah, I mean it just seems to be a way of lighting the area. It doesn't look like it's being used for food or anything like that. You do notice there is like a bone, like a femur, or it like in amongst the ashes of this burning fire, but other than that it doesn't look like it's like a functional eating space or like sitting area. It just seems to be functioning as a way of lighting this space.
Okay. And the boxes, do they look of a comparable age to the tents, or are they brought here by the zombies?
I mean, yeah, it looks like it's just they're very weathered, worn. The wood is swollen with damp. There doesn't actually look like there's anything inside some of them. Some of them you can kind of see have a break in them enough that you can kind of make out maybe like grain or dust, or it's hard to distinguish exactly what it is, but it's not solid. It's almost like a powder, but it's hard to tell. It's not black. It is a pale like powder, but it is where the rain and the storm has been pounding down. It's obviously damp and moist. Other than that, it doesn't seem like there's anything of use or substantial use, at least.
I want to get a closer look at this bell. I want a rough idea. 3 things: its weight, its function, how it's secured to the post.
Go ahead and make me a history check.
History check. Only +1. Oof.
You've seen a bell like this before in a stronghold before. You can't quite remember exactly like what its purpose was necessarily. But it's a large bell. This is the first time you've seen one that's black. Most bells that you've seen in kind of stronghold areas are like bronze or steel. This is like a black metal. It has a chain from under the bell that's linched to the ground like via almost like an anchoring pin. The chain doesn't look heavy. It looks like it's meant to be pulled. It does. The mechanism do look. If you was to pull the chain, it would potentially swing. But it's in a very open area.
Okay. Can I get an idea of its weight? It looks pretty hefty.
Yeah,
but...
it does appear to be quite heavy. Exact weight hard to distinguish. It's, possibly a ton.
Is that metric or imperial? It does actually matter.
Metric.
Metric. Okay. Okay. So. Okay.
By looking at it, you would imagine that this would have probably been a 4-person job to actually sit and lift onto the hooks that required it to be in its space.
Okay.
It's bigger than you. The bell itself is bigger than you.
Gotcha. 1 sec. 30 times. Now with... Sorry, I'm just doing a bit of cross-referencing very quickly. I have an idea. I'm assuming, Jurek is assuming, this is one of two things. Either a bell to ring the alarm and get whoever's inside to come outside and fuck everyone up, or a bell that when you ring it summons demons from hell. Bells are very grandiose in that way. There is one thing I will
point out. You can't see any devils in this space at all.
Yeah. Well, when I say devils, I mean something awful from below the ground. Like you can picture someone ringing a bell and like crawling out of the earth and shit. So. Okay.
In your time in this space, the zombies do move around. They're not just static.
Yeah, I assumed. So, do they appear to be following any kind of pattern, or are they literally just like sort of in this containment pen?
It's weird because it's almost like they're doing work, but like the actions and the movement that they're doing actually isn't resulting in anything. It's like if you ever seen someone that's conscious about eating around other people, instead of like fully eating their food, they kind of move things around the plate to make it look like they're still eating.
Yeah, and they're like miming pickaxes and all the rest of it. Yeah,
almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's less than miming. They're actually they are picking
doing
things up, but
drama
it's like
display.
the duties.
They're like, this tastes really good.
Yeah.
They are remembering what they once were in life, so I can assume they currently have no orders. I just need to do some maths very quickly. Okay, right. Jurek sizes up the bell, decides that he can't lift it. Right. Okay. I would like to dart in between these guys, have a peek into the cave. I'm not going to go like really far in.
No worries.
Just want to see like the first 60 feet or so.
Yeah.
60 feet
I would like to also point out a bit of detail that you would have got from your perception check earlier, is that you do see one of the zombies with a Western shield.
Or on the zombies.
Yeah, like holding like a Western shield.
I assumed, yeah. Okay.
Now, how do I do this? I think I grab you and I put you there. No, that doesn't work. There is a way to do it. How do I do it? That's how I do it. There we go. Pull you across to there, and do. Jerick. Can you see?
Yep, all good.
Okay. So inside the mouth of the cave is like an open surround. There are more undead inside. There are 3 one side, 3 the other, and a series of small boulders throughout the center. There are at least 3 of from where you're perceiving. At least 3 of these zombies are holding shields, but they're all facing the wall. And it's like they're like oddly swaying from left to right.
As if waiting for a bell to be rung. I've played Dark Souls. I know how it goes.
Beyond the cave, it kind of just goes further down in, and it does slowly descend into shades of darkness and greys, and then finally black, where you can no longer see.
Oh, sloping downwards?
No. It's
okay,
still
right.
on the same level.
Gotcha. Right. I was going to say, I thought they were doing something at the top of the mountain. Okay. I'm going to get far enough, like, basically I'm going to go to the edge of where I can see currently, see if there's anything of note that I can see from that point, and then if not, turn back from whence I came.
Okay. Yeah, let me just reveal. You probably could see from to there, so I'll do that. So it seems that there's like a crossroads. It goes, you can, from your current angle, you can just see that there is a pathway that leads left, pathway that leads right, and then the cave continues down the way, and there are more zombies. A few are kind of shambling around in your direction, and then 1 or 2 are facing the walls again. Again, they hold the Western shield in their hands.
Okay. And am I right in seeing that up ahead this splits into 2 paths up there?
No, so there's rubble in the way there, and it does continue. It does. There is a small continuation there as well.
Oh, so like it re-links with itself. It just like goes around the rubble and then.
Yeah. Let me.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Let me show you a bit more of that so it's clearer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's almost like there's like a little alcove-y kind of bit. Yeah.
Okay. Jurek checks his watch, sees that there's not much time left, takes one last look around just to make sure he hasn't missed anything, and then is going to
Go
head
ahead and
back.
make me a perception check. As you're in this new space and you're trying to see beyond the spectrum. Yeah, there most certainly is a room to the left and to the right, and you can just about see that there is undead in one and more undead in the other. But that's all you can see from your perspective.
Okay.
And the lighting, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will turn and head back.
Okay.
I'm trying my very best not to sprint for the last little stretch of it, and just pacing myself until I get safely back out. Assume that I do.
Of course.
I am going to sneak up behind Lana while I'm still invisible and making absolutely no noise, and go boo over her shoulder before I reappear.
Lana's going to punch you as soon as you get into a point where she can.
I'm invisible. Fair enough. I'll take it. I don't think your punches actually, like mechanically, I don't think your punches actually can do damage. You know, if you're not you're not proficient in unarmed strikes, it's just 1 plus your strength modifier, which is not a positive number.
I'm going to. I will actually shoot you. You wait. I will remember this.
Jirak reappears with a grin on his face. He goes, right, news for you, everyone. So,
You're currently over here now.
oh yeah,
and
meant to be
Summer and
over there. There you
Eben
go. Yep.
are over there.
Yep.
Without a saving throw.
I tell Lana to message Summer to bring her over here. And
Lana
I
scowls
think-
and does it.
Are you heading? Do you? First of all, because of the distance, Summer, go ahead and make me a perception roll.
Is it still at disadvantage?
No, your perception. Your perception is still at disadvantage. I do apologise. Well, no, it's been about an hour, so you're probably feeling a bit better now, so you'll have perceptions.
Yeah.
Okay, and Jirak, are you calling her over, or you're trying to?
No, I'm trying to
persuade
get
her
Lana to telepathically
Oh,
communicate.
fair enough.
Yeah, I was just,
Using
hey,
message.
Summer, come over here.
Yeah.
I found a way in. Yeah, no, that not that stupid.
So,
Okay. Jirak reappears, gets everyone together, and says, so,
Summer, as you cross the barrier from one to the other, could you roll me a stealth check, please?
oh boy.
So,
Also for Eben.
yeah. What am I rolling for him?
Stealth.
Does not have stealth on here.
Then it's just a dex
Just
check.
a dex check.
Just a dex.
It surprises me that he doesn't have
Oh,
stealth
oh no.
proficiency as a cat.
Okay. Well, you got that one.
So, you go over. Before realising what has occurred, Evans kind of looks around from licking the lower inner side of its thigh. Looks around, realises you've gone across, and begins to casually walk across. Let me see. 1, 2, and 3.
No.
1, 2, 3. Oh, and 4. Come on, 4.
Oh.
Now, he's just a cat, so it could be conceivable that they just think it's a bit of wildlife left over from the murder. Maybe.
I mean, he rolled a 3. Okay, this is not probably going to be great. Skeletons. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a 20, a 19, an 11, and a 22.
What was that?
I have a 20, a 19, an 11, and a 22. I'm guessing all but the 11 hit. Or does the 11 hit also?
No, the 11 doesn't hit. I'm gonna kill my cat.
You're going to kill your cat. I didn't do anything to your cat. 16. 16 points of piercing damage as
Oh,
4
what?
arrows zip by. Actually, he has. They
There's
have
1d4
disadvantage.
hit point.
They have disadvantage because he is displacing.
Oh, thank fuck. Please,
So
miss.
I need to count that as 1. So 1 definitely. No, we'll do it properly. We'll do that again. The only thing with bloody hybrids is I forget that they actually have that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Disadvantage. 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 Okay. You see 4 arrows zip by, each narrowly missing Eben. As doing so, he gets halfway, realizes there's an attack, and disappears from sight. And you hear nearby as he comes from behind the tree by which you stand.
I'm just gonna pick him up and not let him go.
Okay. You see 2 of the skeletons begin to progress to one side of the woodwork, and the others begin. One descends down to a lower point that you can't see him beyond the wood, and the other one is sort of heading in the same direction.
Very quickly, I inform everyone of the situation. So there's 4 skeletons we can see. Inside the courtyard, there's a big evil bell and 10 zombies, 5 on each side. The big evil bell is attached to the ground via a chain. If it gets rung, something bad happens for a fact. It's made of black metal. Nothing good is ever made out of black metal. Inside, there is a broken stone arch. Oh, I turned to Zeppelin. Oh, by the way, all the zombies are your dead friends. So there's a big broken stone arch. Inside, there's a cave. It's fairly level for the whole way. Not sure where it goes, up or down. But there is a fork. It goes left, right, and straight ahead. Straight ahead, there are... Oh, sorry. Immediately inside, there are 6 zombies, 3 on each side. Then past that, there's a fork. Straight ahead, there are 8 zombies. And there's more zombies to the right and more skeletons to the left. Couldn't see any further than that. If I had waited any longer, I would have become visible. And I probably would have got caught and died. Any questions? I don't think we have long.
Did you see Spidey?
I checked the bottom of my shoe. No.
You didn't see him visually.
It's yeah. It's very very muddy. There's he could be anywhere. Sorry, Clarence.
A solitary tear.
I'm sure he will return with useful information. Right.
Okay. Anything else you guys are doing?
I make it abundantly clear to everyone that stopping that bell being rung is probably the first thing we want to do. Even if it does something other than raise the alarm, it's going to raise the alarm anyway because it's a giant fuck-off bell. So any silence, heat metal to break the chain, just breaking the chain in general, anything like that, I think is probably for the best.
While this is passing, you no longer visually see the skeletal structures above the wooden wall.
While I was inside, did I happen to see stairways that are in these end corners or passageways or somewhere?
No, but the inner sanctum of the cave did seem to ascend ever slightly in a progressive state. So it almost felt like you was walking up, but it was, even though the ground was level, it had that sensation that you was ascending.
Okay. Right, well, I say we make a move. The guards are no longer there. Let's hustle. And I'm going to kegger alongside, get ready to charge and be like, slam her back up against the gate like a No, James Bond trying
And
to
as you each
infiltrate.
become ready and heading towards the gate, two of the skeleton archers stand at the gate, and the other two seem to stand not quite there. That's probably not quite as far as they get there. So, what do you guys do?
Can I throw a stone?
I mean, can you throw a
Well,
stone
if you
that
hit
far?
Spidey,
I don't know. Like, how far can I throw a stone?
I wouldn't imagine it was very far. 20
I
to
mean-
20 to 60 feet, perhaps. I don't know.
60 feet. That's not very far.
I mean, you've got no projection, no projectile to like help. Like you haven't got like a sling or anything
Well,
like
do
that
I?
to help with the distance.
Do
So I
I
wouldn't
have a
imagine
sling?
it's very far, given your height.
Racist, but really cool. Oh.
I think we want an AoE explosion if we can get it right about here, because these people are very clearly getting ready to close the gate the second they see someone. So if anyone has any explosions, now's the time to use them. Got a storm in either way. Get it? Storm.
What's around here? It's not doing that thing I need it to do.
Just more
Just
tree line, just more trees, dead foliage, and the Rested Gat Shadow mount like cliff edge, not cliff edge, but mountain side.
And what's in front of the wooden things? These
Like
things.
spikes, wooden spikes.
Oh, they're wooden spikes. I see.
The good news is that the whole place is quite flammable on the outside. But
You see,
I unfortunately don't have any.
As you haven't come from behind this stone, you can kind of almost see there's like a sense of converse between these the skeleton archers, and they do come outside the gate. They each, in different directions, ready their arrows and like do almost like a sweeping motion. The two at the rear come into the gate line.
I tell Zeppelin, if they come within smacking range, I'm going to wrestle one of them. You need to step out and with a short bow and pretend that you're that skeleton, because you can.
I can cast Disguise Self once again, if that would help.
That would be, well, obviously wait till this happens, but if I grab this dude, then yeah, cast it.
Are we sure they're evil? They're bad.
What, the walking skeletons?
Yeah.
They have been made into they're being made to work against their will, something I'm sure you're quite familiar with, as we established last session.
Don't make me dance again.
You'll never have to dance again. Shael's guilty feet have no rhythm.
Could we sneak around the tree and sort of towards the cliffs here, and then sneak up this way?
The rock
Up
faces
against the
here
wall.
are much more jagged and a lot higher than the wall itself.
No, I just meant like kind of instead of instead of coming in, let me get my ruler out. So they're going in this way. Could we not go that way and then come in that way?
Oh, like so you're closer to the
Yeah.
the face of the structure.
Yeah, so we're kind of coming in between behind them rather than running out in the open.
It's completely
Like-
it's an option.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. But I think if these skeletons come close, we take them out, take their place.
But then as soon as we take these guys out, these two at the back here are going to close the gates.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If we kill one of them and like have Zeppelin take their place, hopefully it's far enough away that they won't be able to tell that it's a disguise, and then we're in the clear.
Zeppelin by this point has already used disguise self to mimic the appearance of the skeletons, and while holding the Western shield, begins to walk out, holding it up front, but actually having the skeletal appearance. You see, one moment.
For a wizard, she's not very intelligent.
What the fuck is she doing?
You see.
This is explicitly what I didn't do.
Oh,
Okay.
hang on. Isn't that the the shield with the face on it?
No, it's not that one.
No, damn it.
No, unfortunately, she hasn't bought any of those. That would have been carrying those around for the whole journey while she was in Bramblewood. It would have been not very sensible.
Very fucking useful, couldn't it?
Those. Which misses. One arrow shoots, and as it flashes past her, immediately the two skeletons like they've both aimed towards her, but after one releasing the arrow, the other, they both kind of become slack in their stance towards her, so they're not giving off an offensive stance to attack. She approaches a little bit more, and they kind of just stare and they kind of converse at each other. They one turns back and looks at the other two by the gate. You could just make out even with like the raging storm and the noise of the thunder and in the background, you can still just barely make out that there is like an element of language, if you like, that comes from them. You can just hear like the, and then they kind of go back inside beyond the gate. They disappear from eye line, so they would be around here somewhere. And then the other two retract into the doorway.
Okay.
And
So less chance of us being discovered. We're back at square one. I like Barence's idea, because if they're like up here and clearly they're looking like around our distance where Evan
definitely
was.
the open ground, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think if we manage to get up around to this cliff face, if we're right underneath them.
I can spice climb.
That's not bad.
I could sneak along the wall, like along here, and then just have to drop on this one here.
Mm-hmm. More than anything, I want to make sure that bell doesn't get rung. But I'm happy with just storming the gates and us just standing there and taking blows, as long as that bell doesn't get rung. Obviously, these zombies aren't massively intelligent, so they're either going to completely ignore their orders or just ignore them or follow them immediately at risk of death.
I'd imagine it'd be the former.
Yeah. I don't have any area denial spells that could stop them from doing such a thing.
I do.
I do.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm thinking if we... fuck it hurts me so much that we've only got one spell, like proper spellcaster. Big explosions. Zeppelin, do you know Fireball?
How are you conversing with her because she's quite a ways from you?
Oh, is she still? If she's still in the middle, I'm not gonna.
Hey Zeppelin, do you know Firebolt? A message.
She kind of says, "No, not in my repertoire. I have magic missile."
Magic missile, is that any good?
It's guaranteed damage, which is nice.
Okay.
If we really, really have to hit.
Hey Zeppelin, do you have anything like aerial and big bangy?
I mean, magic missile is probably the loudest. Floaty, I mean, not particularly. I have floating disc. It's not really an attack as such.
What kind of war mage are you?
I have levitate, misty step.
Levitate could help. If we levitated Clarence and just sort of over the top. Like a beach ball. Then just hope he doesn't get punctured.
You could cast reduce as well. That one.
I do have one thing may help, Coplana. Let me just try this, and you can see her like maneuvering to spell. So she kind of places the shield against her thigh and moves her hands about as the two skeleton guards like peer around the edge. And you can see pluming a big cloud of smoke, like fog like smoke, which if I draw, it will be about here. And just remember the radius 25.
Okay. Cool. This.
Yep. Yeah, so around this sort of area here, there is a large plume of smoke.
Oh, that's cool. Can you teach me that? That's awesome.
And now our way in is more heavily obscured.
And currently, from the front of this building, of this structure, you cannot see any skeletal forms or any undead forms within your perception.
I say we take the opportunity as we have it. Let's hustle up this way. Clarence's idea, where we go up and then skitter along, unless you want to spider climb over and blow Catherine Zeta-Jones' solo mission.
I mean, I can go out that way and get the drop, and you guys go around the front. That'll do.
Yeah, I want to be in sprinting distance of this bell so I can just jab anyone that comes close.
Well, let's go then before it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Everything
Cool.
up.
Okay.
Oh, wrong thing.
How long does spider climb last?
We'll find out.
Oh, yeah. 3 seconds. You immediately fall onto the spikes.
Oh, concentration up to an hour. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, happy days. You can get to the top of the mountain in that time.
Fab.
Let us know what's going on up there.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Lana's gonna sneak up to the top there, and then can you spider climb sneakily, Nick?
You can
Spider-Man
try,
is famously quite stealthy.
You can try for a stealth, I suppose. Is it what do I say? Let's see, equals. It would probably halve again the speed of your climbing speed because you're doing it even slower to be stealthier.
What's my climbing speed?
It's
According to the spell.
equal to your walking speed.
Mhm.
So it'll be half.
But going stealthily, you move half speed anyway, so it's nothing
I mean,
new.
ouch. Um, okay, I'll stealth it and go as far up as I can possibly do it.
Okay.
These claws.
Go ahead and roll your
That's me.
stealth also, and you're within a fog cloud, so you do have advantage.
I want to die.
Do you have advantage because the creature is effectively blind? Fuck.
Well, fuck it. I'm going up and over. See you guys. Lon's going up
Sight
this way.
isn't based on the anatomy; it still has a perception of where you are.
If I hide behind this black bit up here, will we not see?
If I can't see my character, then the bad guys can't either. Yeah. So is this fog cloud as in the spell fog cloud?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we are effectively blind while in the area. Nice. We're walking by touch and touch alone along the wall, trying not to get impaled.
No! Don't take away the black.
It's still dark out, Lana. Don't be so scared. You need me to make, if you're making that much distance, you need to make me 2 more stealth checks.
Pardon?
2 more stealth checks if you want to reach to there.
During this time, can we head toward the gate?
Right, better.
You can. As you do so, you do see the starting of one of the sentry guards on top of the wooden structure on the opposite side. Hasn't spotted you currently, as he's just started his ascent.
Does that get me to there?
We'll see.
Good.
Give me a second. Perception. Yes, it would.
Wonderful.
I'm guessing you're following Summer and Clarence.
Yes.
I motion to Zeppelin to have her distract this skeleton, or whatever skeletons are closest to becoming aware of our presence.
She'll probably be able to pick up your whisper from where you are and where she is currently.
Nice. Jurak is going to spin his spear around, so he is using the blunt end so as to do bludgeoning damage, which fucks up skeletons real nice. Right. When someone makes a scene, we'll get right to the edge here. Oh dear. So we charge in.
Okay, as you get a
On
little
your
bit
mark.
closer, you do need to make me a stealth check, please, Jurak, if you're getting closer.
Mm-hmm. Stealth check. 25 because I've got my dancing shoes on.
You still making progress there, Kaplana?
Lana's gonna wait by here for the moment. How far away from the wall is this thing by here?
I mean, it's set against the wall.
Wonderful. She's going to wait until commotion starts happening and she's going to drop them.
Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah.
A hawk caws in the distance. Nice.
Okay. Summer, Clarence, are you also progressing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's D&D.
Yeah.
Play the game.
We're like a fucking SWAT team. Like breach and clear, ready at the entrance.
Right. If you
On my
are
mark.
if you are close by the doors, both Clarence and Summer and Eben need to make stealth checks, please. As this skeleton is walking in your direction, across the top. He's facing your direction, so.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Oh, nothing but rocks. Good. Good job, guys. Yes, yes, yes. Love it when a plan comes together. Hell yeah. Breach and clear. Yes! Sorry. Durax getting excited.
Okay. So, you guys have seemingly successfully, or confidently successful in reaching the gate. What's the plan of action? Zeppelin is kind of stood in the middle now, looking around, holding the shield, looking like a skeleton, and now is looking around her surroundings and kind of working out best course of action for herself, but is also trying to restrain herself for the group to try and intervene and react, because this is clearly overwhelming for her also. There's a lot of undead all at once for one individual.
Okay. Right. Lana, on your mark. As soon as I hear a ruckus, I'm ready in action to charge around that corner and smack the first thing I see.
So
Okay.
There isn't Zeppelin.
So has anyone played Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor?
I've seen speedruns of it.
You know when you sneak up on someone, you do the sneak kill. That's kind of what she wants to do with her dagger, and just like kind of drop her.
Well, you have
dagger across the
advantage
neck
on
and
your
push.
attack if you're doing so.
Yes. Okay. Please don't screw me.
Dagger to the dome piece.
Yeah!
Do it. Yes! Go on!
Nice.
Fuck
So
yes.
that definitely hits.
And you've got the increased dex. Oh, mate.
So she's gonna do that push, and then just try and push him off of the thing
And the push as well.
if I can.
Do me a favour and roll your damage. Actually, go ahead and do me a strength check as you're pushing, and you can have advantage because you crit.
Advantage or
Yep.
just normal?
Advantage because you critted. If you didn't crit, I wouldn't have given you advantage.
Oh, fucking yes!
So you kick him off. Can you do me another damage from your dagger? We'll count that as the falling damage. And from the height, probably need to double it. Yeah, I do. So yeah, 1, 10, 15, so yeah, so we'll do that. Yeah, as you go down, daggers almost like in the back of the neck and like the collarbone in the back, and as you land with your blade in its back, You kick and shove the skeleton off the side of this plinth as it falls to the ground and bones scatter across the floor. The zombies turn in reaction to the shattering noise of the bones. As you guys have already stated, you'd rush in and first of all, Jirak, you rush in and attack the first thing you see. The
That wasn't
closest
Zeppelin.
that wasn't Zeppelin.
Specifically stated
The closest thing
Zeppelin.
for where you are, if you're doing a melee attack, would be this zombie here. If you wanted to climb up a ladder onto the raised plinth where the skeletons are, it'd be this one here. Or this one.
No, I want to start making my way to the center. So
you're rushing next
Yeah.
to Zeppelin.
I want to get to. Can I get to? Basically, I want to either get like one of the ones on the floor, basically, so I can smack it and then maybe finish within spitting distance of the bell. Doesn't have to be in face-to-face contact.
I mean, they might just be just out of your range for an attack first time, unless you're.
I can use
arranged.
my bonus action to increase my range by 5 feet, I think. So wait, let me count.
So we'll count that.
Okay.
We'll count this zombie as 40 foot away because he's just inside that remit.
Yeah. Okay. So I will like run up here, so I'm a little bit away. Bonus action, extend my reach, 2 attacks with the old Spear-a-Rooney. My character sheet won't open. Come on, there we go. Right. Blood spear. 25 and 16 for a total of 30 points of damage.
Okay.
If 17 and if it survives, then 13 to somewhere else if I can start running again.
Yeah, it does. It survives. Just barely. Okay. You've stabbed the hell out of it with this blood spear. Like a raging attack of just like. Ah!
Okay, then 13 more points of piercing damage.
It's still up.
God damn. I whistle. Kega comes wheeling around the corner. She's going to try and maul the shit out of it as well. See, she's got charge, not hunter's mark. There we go. 19.
Yep, and that's enough to tear that down. Let me just do the. And that was a 1. Yeah, it goes down. Doesn't seem to move.
Okay, nice. And then Kega will start off in that way because she's got oodles of movement. And that is going to be our collective turns.
In that case, I do need you all to now roll. Stuff it. I'll give you all the surprise action. So Summer at the gate, following Jirak.
Oh no, that's not what I wanted at all.
You have advantage on the attack because it's a surprise round.
Okay. Jesus Christ. My computer is lagging real bad. Is there anyone that I can actually hit?
Probably not straight off the bat in terms of a distance travelled. If you're willing to dash, you might be able to.
You're a monk, dude. You can move to the end of the earth.
Wait, what?
You're a monk, so you should be able to use like your dash action and still attack.
Nice. This guy's up on a wall, isn't
No,
he?
he's up on a raised area, so you'd have to climb a ladder which is 15 feet, and then walk across.
I mean, could I sort of like not climb onto it, but sort of hang off it and try and grab his feet from under him?
No, because he's a little way distance out of arm's reach from the ladder.
Summer, do you have that thing that lets you run up walls yet? Or is that later?
Don't think so. No, I
So
don't
the
think I do.
official Naruto, you can run across the surface of water and shit like that.
No, I wish. No. Fuck it, I'll just climb up. And then... Hello.
So fully up on the ridge. Yep. Okay, roll your attack.
Just a normal roll, or...
Well, you've used your dash and your movement and your dash, so this would be your bonus action, I guess. Is that right? No, your bonus action is to dash. Action to dash. My head's gone fuzzy. Hold on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you still have your A attack. I can't remember what it is.
It depends if she used the key point to dash.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of. I've not played a.
Yeah, so
I know
if-
some monk actions.
Yeah, it's a bonus action to dash if you spend a key point, and then you can use your action to make 2 attacks, or if you use your action to dash, you cannot make any attacks as a bonus action because you have to have attacked with your action to make unarmed attacks as a bonus action.
So as it wasn't clear before, I will allow you to deduct a key point if you wish to make
Okay.
an attack.
Oh my god. And then I still get the attack.
Yeah, you get your regular attack that you normally. You just don't get to use another key point as a bonus because you've already used the bonus.
Yeah.
That's a skeleton. Skeleton does not hit.
Oh well.
Is that your extra attack as well, no?
Oh yeah.
That will hit. 10. Yep, okay. And Clarence.
Yes.
Your surprise round attack.
Bum, bum, bum. I am going to. Can't really get anyone. Oh, I can get this guy.
He's up a 15-foot ladder.
Oh, I can't get that guy. Okay, I'm gonna dash,
Mhm.
charge this guy,
Mhm.
and attack.
Okay. Before you
Right.
attack, can you do me a perception check, please?
Yeah. At disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Okay. As you dash in, you hear a crunch under your boot.
Oh, whereabouts? Where?
What?
Where?
Just by where, as you pass through Kegger, through the gap of Kegger and Zeppelin, you hear a crunch under your boot.
I stop and check my feet.
Mhm. There you see like a pulpy mess, and you could just make out maybe like a very spindly looking leg.
I scoop it up and I just sit down and cry.
Okay.
Stuart goes, "Oh, thank Christ, it's dead."
I mean, there's no way of knowing it that was that spider. There could have been another spider, but who knows?
But the DM mentioned it, so it clearly is of some importance.
If he literally rolled a little bit higher, I would have said he would have seen him and not avoided him.
I'm going to end my turn there.
Okay, cool. In that case, I need you to all now roll in your initiative.
How do I roll advantage on my initiative?
You have to go in the if you go on your character sheet,
Yeah.
in the top right, you've got that little cog next to core bio spells,
Yep.
and then I think it's in the central top box where it says initial normal. You can set it to advantage. You can also set it to have your AC be tracked properly. Summer 13 AC.
Hang on, did you say before that my AC had gone up?
Yeah, it
Right.
should be automatic.
Yes, I've got 15.
What? What armor do you wear?
Basic leather.
Oh, how have you not bought? All right, okay, we need to buy you some better armor.
I tried. It didn't work very well. There wasn't anything that would help. And I wasn't the worst at one point. I'm going to throw that out there. Summer.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
What's your AC, Gaplana?
15.
I only went out by 1 then.
Hey, it's better than it was before. Slightly less risk of dying.
Wasn't yours only by 1 as well, Summer? You was 13, you now 14 or 15.
I'm 16 now. I'm
Holy
pretty sure
hell,
I was,
that's much better.
12.
No,
before.
no,
It's
you're
much
tracking it properly.
Yeah. Explains why I went down literally every single fight.
Every single round, literally. Literally.
I don't get to tally it anymore.
Right, Goplana, you are on a 15-foot high plinth. There is a ladder if you needed
Yeah,
it.
she's not going down it. She's gonna drop Spider Climb and call lightning at level 3. And you know what? For first time in the whole of this game, it's storming, so I get 1d10 damage extra.
It is. Where are you
Hell
placing
yeah.
it?
Right. Who's the closest bugger to the ringing the bell?
Well, these 3 here probably are the closest without thingy, or you've got this dude here.
29 fucking lightning damage. That is juicy.
Then I'm gonna hit this one first.
Which one? That one? Is it a radius or is it a
It's a 5-foot radius.
5-foot radius? So
I don't think so.
only
Hang on. It only hits him, I think. Give me 1 second. Let me just
I
double
thought
check.
it was much bigger than that. What's it say? 120 feet.
120
It's
foot
anywhere
radius.
within 120 foot.
Oh, okay. The
And
range of
then-
where it is, and then the target is 1 target.
5 foot of the point, and it must make dex for.
Cool. That's good to know. Yeah. Zombie
Oh,
boy.
and that I'm also gonna have to roll another 1d10 because it's not tracked it. So
Okay, that's fine.
2.
Well, he failed.
That is 32 damage, please.
32 damage. Oh, okay. 32 damage. He's singed to a crisp, but still standing.
The fuck?
By a thread, you would imagine.
Hopefully. Well, she's still riding high on the fact that she's just fucking ninjaed her way onto there, so she's just gonna message her out going, "Fuck 'em, boys." That's
I raise devil horns as high as I possibly can. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Then the zombies will take action. Go to the closest thing that they can. If they can. Maybe there. Won't attack Zeppelin yet because they don't see her as a threat currently. This one moves away from you, Goblana, but does move closer to the bell.
It's not gonna get far.
The one does attack you, Clarence, I'm afraid. Zombie. Attack. Do a slam. Oh shit, they probably can attack some more people. I forgot that these were my adaptations. Slam. Does a 20 hit, Clarence?
Yes, it does.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. And then who's in range? How far? 20 to 60 feet. So one hand there. Probably another one there as well. 1, 2. Yeah, the rest. Let's see how far that one is. Ooh, that's one thing they could try. Do that, and do that. So, the one in front of you, Jirak, you see put his wrist in his mouth and start gnawing and shaking his head at his wrist. With his other hand, he pulls off the hand and throws it towards you. With a 13, I'm guessing misses. Hello?
Who did it attack?
Jirak.
Oh shit! Sorry, I thought it was attacking.
No,
Attacking
so
Clarence.
it gnaws off at his wrist.
13 miles straight past you.
Yeah. So you see this zombified hand fly past your reveal. The other ones behind and near where Clarence is, and the other three, they all do the same action with one of their hands, but they don't throw it at any one. They attempt to throw it at the bell itself. Luckily for you, all of them rolled subpar 5. So they all miss.
And they can never do it again because they don't have another hand to throw with if they chew the other one off. Lovely.
Exactly. So, Kega.
Okay. Kega is going to wheel around and start laying down the smacko on this dude here.
Yep.
Just a regular old maul. Submit. We are 20 to hit for 11 points of slashing damage.
Of course.
Chomp. And that is going to be her turn. Very straightforward.
Summer.
I'm just gonna try and kick this one off this ledge that it's on.
Mm. I just realised I've got no skeletons on my turn order. Before I do you, because you're top of the... Oh, no, you're not top of the order. Jirak was. Goplana was. No, I'll have to wait until next round then. Let me add them to the order though. Because I got no skeletons in my closet. I'm sure I added them. Somehow they've been removed. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. So you're attacking the skeleton, yeah?
Ooh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna try and push it off the
That's
edge.
away from me. Yeah, that hits. Yep. Extra attack. You have your. Don't forget, you've got your attack, extra attack, and then any bonuses.
Yeah, but I was trying to kick it off the ledge.
Oh, you're trying to knock it off.
Yeah.
That would be a strength if you're trying to push him off. Sorry. And then oppose strength. Oh no. Manages just to stop itself from being pushed off the edge. So that was your action. You have a bonus action.
Yeah, I'll spend 2 points and just go. Oh my god, the flurry of blows.
Yeah, they're some Discord. Yeah, they both hit. Are these with the knuckles?
Yeah.
And there, so that's doubled. Okay. Yeah, you punch it like a 1-2, and with an uppercut, you knock the head, and it crushes the skull, and just kind of caves in on itself and its sort of ribcage area.
Nice.
Clarence.
Clarence is gonna stand up and walk to Jirak slowly.
Taking an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Okay. Zombie. Slams or attempts to slam. With the 9 misses.
Just. That's my turn.
Jirak.
I drop to one knee. I point at a zombie and I go, "It was his fault." Or I point at, like, I don't know, one over there, and then I'm going to run over and attack this guy over here. Actually, scratch that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to run towards the center. How far can I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lovely. So run to the center, and gonna try and spear the person directly to the west. That one there. But first, I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark. Get some extra damage in there, and yeah, start throwing hands. I assume they're both going to hit for 14 and then 17 points of damage, respectively.
Which one? This one?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so how much is that total?
31.
Okay. Yeah, you beat it silly, but it's still standing.
God damn. Okay. Then I am... Fuck it. I'm going to action surge. Attack it one more time for 18 points of damage. And if the 18 points of damage kills it,
Yep.
then
need to do it's fortified because it's a bloody zombie. Yeah, I mean, you knock it down. Within a few seconds, it rises.
motherfucker. Then, as the second attack of my action surge, fuck it, I'm just going to finish it off. Just take another attack. Surely. Fucking 22 points of damage. Fucking spear down, like jamming my spear with both hands into the dirt. And oh, have I appeased Kavan by any chance?
It's hard to tell at this stage. I mean, you've not really done much to attempt to appease him at this stage.
I said I got hungry eyes when Summer covered herself in blood. So no temporary hit points then, I'm guessing.
Currently not.
Okay, fair enough.
I've
Jared
just
looks
realised that
disappointed.
also
but-
Zeppelin has not been part of the turn order. I don't know how, because I've rolled
Oh.
initiative for her.
I lean in and say, anytime you want to hop in, be great. And I am going to set a charge against this motherfucker right here. That's my turn.
There we go. Skeletons. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. One at you, Summer. One at you, Goplana. And one
Where?
at you, Clarence. The other plimp opposite side.
You next.
So, Summer, 16 to hit. With 5 points of piercing damage. Goplana, 18 to hit.
No, fuck.
Wait, what was the damage?
5 points to you, Summer. 7 points to you, Goplana. And unfortunately, Clarence, this was a critical with 24. And that's 4, 5, 6, 7 points of piercing damage from the skeleton on the raised plinth here. Goplana, it's your turn.
Just gonna look at the arrow sticking out of her, turn around to look at the skeleton and go like, the fuck was that for? And then call lightning again.
Nice. It's a
Not as nice
dex,
as
isn't it?
earlier, but do you know what? That's 21 damage and I'll take it.
Dex. Dex. With a 9, it'll fail. So yeah.
Well,
What is that? 17 points, is it?
yeah, so it's okay, yeah.
Why can't I pick anything? Oh, I've got a proper lag. Okay. Oh my god, my computer's going mad. Zombies. Oh my god, just move the token, damn you. Move closer to here. Move closer to here, not quite in reach. This one here. This one right on top of you, Duke. And this one right on top of you, Clarence. 1, 2, all able to attack. Oh, they all miss. Slam with a 7, slam with a 7. So they both miss at both you and Jirek and Clarence. And now it's Kicker's turn.
Okay, Kega is going to think tank. Right, so that one is not within walking range, but this one is. Yeah, is going to not disengage literally, but disengage narratively from that zombie, take the opportunity attack, and charge the one that is approaching the bell.
Does a 13 for...
No, misses.
Okay.
Ranges defense.
Yeah.
So I don't have advantage. Normal roll. 8. She tries her best.
An 8
she does not
is
succeed.
actually its AC, I believe.
Holy shit. Oh, yeah, they're fucking zombies, of course it is. 16 points of slashing damage then, and it must make a DC 14 straight save.
16, so succeeds.
Okay.
So
It's not
damage was
prone.
that? 16.
16 points of damage, yeah. And Kiga stands in the way of it and the bell.
Okay. Summer,
Right.
you had an arrow in the back, in the side of your arm earlier from the skeleton at the other end of this wooden plinth.
I'll go across and try and attack that one as well. Can I get there? What's my speed?
You should be able to get there. It's not that far. Oh. No, you're there. Hold on. You're there. It's not putting it where I'm putting it.
You okay?
40-foot range. So you could
Yeah,
use another key point if you really want to.
I mean, I've got 45 speed, so I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm good. If I
Good.
can actually do it. I'm just drawing all over the screen now, aren't I?
Yep.
What?
Don't forget to put your arrow down.
Then I'm going to tap it with my staff first. Ooh.
22 will hit.
And then I'm going to hit it again.
Bludgeoning damage, double 20, double 40. That one's dead.
Nice.
Because they're weak to bludgeoning, so. Wicked! Zeppelin. Give it a sec. Yes. Her attack spells are not very good. She's good at submission. One, two, three. 1, 2, 4 plus 1. Is it really worth it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, why not? Bloody hate this box. It's got so many bloody sheets open. You see almost like guided like fireworks spew out of Zeppelin's hands as she hits this one, and this one with magic missile. This one here does fall, and that's about it. Clarence.
Jarek, which one did you point to?
I pointed at the one that is currently closest to me.
One more stick.
The one, this one.
Oh, not too far.
I go right there.
Just in about.
Jirak meant it as it's the zombies and Hufflau and, just these bad guys in general, but I imagine Clarence takes it as that guy there specifically.
He does, and Clarence is going to run towards him, shouting, I don't know why it's his fault, but it's better than it's his fault than my fault.
So you take an attack of opportunity, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just looking for someone to blame.
Yeah, it can't be my fault.
I just imagine him going up to people, not attacking them, but going, it's your fault. You did this.
And so with my, I kind of want to, I want to rugby tackle him.
Strength.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, bonus action raging.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to rugby tackle him.
Go for it.
That'd be a shove, technically. I think you can go prone. If you want to go down with him, it costs 5 feet of movement to sit on your ass.
I don't want to sit on my ass. I want to sit on him and then pound his face.
Gotcha.
What was your spider's name again? Spidey.
Spidey. Oh, you didn't? Yeah, Spidey.
Ooh. Its opposed strength was also a 15.
No.
I think.
So I've just run into him and
I think
trying to
might
push him and he's not moving.
I think that might. Does that
Defend, yeah,
succeed as you're the instigator?
No.
Ties go to. Well, I don't know about opposed because I know with beating DCs and ACs and stuff, you usually have to meet or exceed. But
Yeah,
I don't know if.
I think with like opposed strength checks, it's the defender wins. Defender wins a tie. And I don't think I've got anything.
Well, that's one of your 2 attacks. If it's a shove, technically.
Then
Can
I
we
guess-
try again?
Yeah,
It's
let's
like,
try again.
stop that.
Hold on.
Just go to rugby tackle him again.
Draw.
See. Okay.
Yeah, in Munchkin, a barbarian wins, but not in D&D.
In Munchkin, whoever's cheating the most wins. Let me see.
Contestant refuser for tie. Contestant tie.
Shut
wins.
up.
Contestant. That's one contestant might have a default and two ties. Bring for.
It specifically says if you win the contest, so I think you have to be.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I tell you what. What's
That's-
your
that's in shoving
dexterity?
creature.
14.
Well, it's got a 6 dexterity, which is a -2. So I would say, based on its dex being negative, it doesn't have the time to react quick enough. As it's a draw, you're quicker than its reaction to match the strength. So I would say you succeed.
Okay.
That's my logic of it. I don't think that it should be swung one way or another if it's a draw, unless it's based on an ability. So an ability of them being quicker would be a dex, then your dex is higher than theirs. So
I would argue it goes to it's like an initiative roll. It's like whoever has the actual highest like modifier to
yeah,
their.
that's what I'm saying. Like the
their thing.
dexterity is faster, is speed, isn't it? So their
Mm.
dexterity is slower than yours. So you would have pulled it off faster. I say you succeed.
Thank you, DM.
You're welcome.
And I'm gonna straddle it and hit it with the Testament of Eon.
Nice. Nice. Is there? Oh, it's radiant damage as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
but
Bludgeoning is
only
damage,
four
so
of it
that's
is only 4 of it is
43.
radiant.
Yeah, that's fine. Your bludgeoning damage is doubled anyway, so that's 43 points of damage, which is more than enough to put it. You literally like turn its head into pulp, brains scatter across the floor into just a mushy mess as the
Okay.
rains from the storm kind of wash it away at the same time.
Jurek turns and says, "Yeah, now go for his friends."
Did they kill Spidey too?
They would have if they had the chance.
Fucking hell.
I like the fact that he's actually the one that's caused this to happen.
Oh yeah, but he's not going to admit that. He's killed his best friend.
Willful.
That's projecting in the highest
Yeah.
order.
Yeah,
Oh, dear.
he's in the first stage of grief.
Where he will remain.
Yeah.
And never leave.
Right,
Oh, boy.
Jirak, what's your turn, pal?
Okay, I was readying myself to attack the person next to me, but it seems Clarence has done such a bang-up job of sorting that out. So instead, I'm going to move here, attack the motherfucker right there. I'm going to shoot this bit. That's the one. Hua, 2 attacks. 20, 18, 18, and then 21 for a total of fucking Jesus Christ, 39.
Yeah, that's more. That's fine.
Nice. It's like, oh shit, it works now. And then, God, lost now. I don't know what else to do with my turn. Not very much. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up here and bonus action set myself for a charge against that person. So if they step any closer, I get to do buttloads of damage.
Yeah. If that's your turn, they do
Mhm.
that. That's what their intention is. So if you want to roll your attack, this one gets closer.
Okay, yeah.
As well. This one gets,
Okay. So 22 points of piercing damage.
oh yeah, of course. That one only literally had 1 hit point left, so.
Oh, happy days.
That's
All of
what
those like,
Goplana
holy
was-
shit!
that's what
I just killed
Goplana
3
went
people in
after
just a
early,
minute
but didn't finish off.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Yeah, cool. Happy days.
Wicked. I wasn't meant to move those because. Never mind, don't worry. I'll do the other way around. Goplana.
Lana's going to once again try and fuck this one up.
Okay.
And plus the D10. Up to 19 points of damage. please.
Dexterity of 10, so that's a fail. So what's
Yay.
that? 56. Where are we?
19.
19 points of damage. 20, okay. Just, I mean, looks like a singed bone structure, but he's still standing.
Cool.
It's a weird like visual. Typically, when someone gets struck by lightning, you do like a sort of they turn into a skeleton, then back to themselves, and skeleton back to themselves. But he's already a skeleton. So
You see like a flesh image of him.
gains flesh for a second. Oh god, it's horrifying. Kill it quickly.
Kill it with fire. Short bow. And I think that's it, because the other one's enshrouded in the fog. 1, 2. Clarence, 20 to hit, 5 points of piercing damage as an arrow comes shooting from behind, from the raised plinth area behind you. This dude. And 13. Oh, that's way below your AC now. For you, Goplana, an arrow shoots past your head from the skeleton opposite. Kegger's turn.
Okay, so ones that are left. So this motherfucker up here is still alive, but I believe so. Kigger has a climbing speed, but let me see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, she can't get up there. Holy shit! Literally, that's the end of her movement. She can get up there. And charge. Just finish this one off. 24 to hit for 17 points of slashing damage.
More than enough. Literally, had 3 hit points left. Summer. On a raised plinth. Skeleton bones around your feet.
Can I like jump down and then dash to the nearest one?
Sure, have you got anything that prevents you from taking falling damage if you're jumping?
Huh?
Have you got anything that prevents falling damage if you're jumping?
Yeah, there's a monk.
Feather
There's a
fall
monk.
or something?
I'm pretty sure I have something.
Yeah, monks get
Slow fall.
that's the
Level
one.
5 or
Slow fall,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
It's fucking busted as hell, by the way. It's so stupid. Like you can drop for like 500 feet and take like 4 damage. It's insane.
A little bit. And then I'm going to hit it with my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
And it is.
Mm-hmm. 27. Oh no, that is right. That's just on the nose, literally, how many hit points it has. But I need to do the fortitude thing, so give me a second. It does, like, as you knock it to the floor, it kind of creaks and like looks up at you and gets back up.
Brilliant.
Anything else?
No.
Zeppelin in that case. Who's breathing really loudly? It's not like a weird sex line.
Oh, that's me, sorry. Getting really excited.
We'll come up behind this one. And with a quarterstaff, two-handed wash. Twenty-one, 21 to hit. 8 points of damage. Doubled for bludgeoning. Okay. She doesn't get an extra attack, so that's not good. And that's her. Clarence.
I'm gonna come to this one and uppercut it with my maul.
Mm-hmm.
Recklessly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll hit. And is that including the radiant damage?
Yeah, so that is 5 radiant damage.
Oh, nice.
And 7 bludgeoning.
Yeah, that's enough. It only had 6 points of damage.
What have you got left?
So,
And then, is he dead now?
I need to do it for because it was only 5 points radiant, wasn't it? Which wasn't quite enough to put him down, so he would still get that. It does go down, but go away, Discord. But does get back up.
Then I'm gonna come down again on his head.
Okay.
No radiant damage on this one. But 14 bludgeoning.
Okay. Gets back up again. Persistent.
So they still get up when they take radiant damage?
If the radiant damage isn't enough to take it down, yes, because you're not killed it with radiant damage, you still had points after the radiant damage. So he had 1 hit point after the radiant damage, and then he attacked him with the other damage continued over. So that's why he went down, but he did get back up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's the second time he's back up. Jirak.
Okay, Jirak doesn't want to interrupt Clarence's therapy session. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come around here, and it's going to attack the one that Summer's fighting instead.
Yep.
Clarence has clearly got his own stuff to work out.
Yep.
18 for 21 points piercing damage.
Yep. Just takes it down because it's only on 1 hit point. But does get back up again.
I will attack it a second time
Mm-hmm.
for 24 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
You ever think you overdid it with the amount of bonuses?
Gets back up again.
God damn. Fuck, I don't think I can actually. I don't think I'm gonna need damage, so there's no point in second winding. Yeah, that's me done. Set that up for you, Summer. Finish him off.
The skeleton first. On the ridge. Short bow. Closest probably you, Summer. Misses with a nat 1. Just refer to my table. Range. Bows. 1d20. Ooh, okay. As he pulls back on his bow, the arrowhead kind of spins, and the string of the bow snaps. He's unable to make a ranged attack.
Wah, wah.
But he still has his movement, and because he is able to, he can get to the top of the ladder. Kaplana.
He gets there and he gets singed.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
That's really low.
1, 2, and a 3. Bastard.
13 save, so successfully.
Well,
Takes...
that's 15 points of damage.
Nice. That's good. He's still alright though because no one's bothered attacking him yet. Still zombie. Will slam against you, Summer. With an 8 miss. And then it's Kega's turn, I believe. I think that's the only zombie left. Yeah.
Okay. So Kega will. She's up there, so I just don't think she's actually near enough anything to. No, everything's way too far away. She's action dash, get back in the center, and just wait, I suppose. I'm pretty sure she's not fast enough to get to anyone.
Sure. Summer.
I'm just gonna try and take this guy down because apparently he doesn't want to
course.
stay down.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stay down.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, you hit him.
Or both.
Yeah. He's only got
Yeah.
8 AC.
That's fair enough.
Dodging into it. Okay, give me a sec, because the first one will put him down. But he stays down as you smash him on top of the head, and his head concaves inwards with a nice little indentation, and the blood, like the back of the skull, like splits open, and the blood from where the brain sits splats at Jirak from behind because he's behind him.
Salisbury.
I try not to lick my lips.
You try or you succeed?
I said try. I refrain from commenting on whether or not I actually do.
It's a choice at this stage.
I wait until no one's looking, and then do it, and then promptly vomit because it's zombie brains.
Zeppelin attempts to bash at this one again. This time one-handed. Puts it down, whether or not it stays down. And it does stay down. Ciao. Okay. Clarence.
There's just this guy left. There's just this guy left, isn't there?
That you can see, yes. You may recall that there is one enshrouded in fog cloud.
I'm gonna. Jirek, did he step on Spidey too?
If it's dead, it's a bad guy.
Well, this guy, he's walking about. He can't be dead.
If he's sort of dead, but not quite dead.
So I'm gonna get within 20 feet and a hand axe.
Okay.
Very resourceful, Clarence. I applaud him.
$14.
Yeah, that'll hit just. Just the piercing, isn't it?
No, there's 8 radiant as well. No, there isn't. 9 radiant.
From your hand axe.
Yeah.
How's that?
Divine Fury.
Oh.
Class feature.
Lovely. Good to know. I mean,
then-
it's just barely enough to put him down. You can kind of see like as it hits, like the skeleton almost like tries to negate the fact that he's hurt so much, takes like a step, and like the bones just collapse and fall to the ground at the bottom of the ladder. And that is all the skeletons you can see, and all the zombies you can see in this area.
Nicely done, team. I believe that we should dismantle this bell as best as possible so that it cannot be rung.
Standing underneath, you can see that there is like a gonger, like from inside, like a heavy kind of set ringer from the inside.
And is that's attached to the chain, right?
No, it's attached to a piece of rope with inside. The chain only acts as like a movement of the top end of the bell.
Gotcha. Okay. So if we were to remove that rope, would the bell be unringable?
Yeah,
Or
but
would it be harder to ring?
There'd be nothing inside to make the noise ring against the walls of the bell.
I like the sound of that.
Sure. I'll say
I
take
like
a
a
few
torch or
moments to
something.
do that. Yeah, no worries.
Burn out the rope. How's everyone looking?
Yeah, not too bad. You?
Yeah, I feel pretty fucking good. I'm gonna be honest. I feel top of my game. Not a scratch on me.
How are you doing, Clarence?
Aaron's he's run over to Goplana with the mush in his hand, and he's now entered the next stage of grief. I'll do anything, please. Please bring him back. You can do magic. Bring him back.
I get ready for stage 3.
What is it? Is denial?
Anger.
Yeah,
Anger?
denial, bargaining, anger,
Oh no,
depression,
it's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, death.
Oh God.
I thought it was
Death.
acceptance.
Acceptance.
This is okay. Yeah, that's Clarence's one. It's like if he progresses through all 4, he literally dies. That's why he still acts like a child. if he grew up, then you have to accept the fact that he would die.
Yeah.
Nice.
Please bring him back.
I'm so I can't do anything to.
Yet.
At the moment, I can't do anything to help that. But do you know what? Maybe it's not him. Have you thought about that? It doesn't look like him. You
But
sure?
we're in a desolate wasteland with no animals.
Yeah, but
It
do you
doesn't
know
look
what the
like
one
him
thing
because
that
it's
thrives-
fine paste. Oh
The one
god.
thing that thrives as spiders and cockroaches will be. It might not be him. Come on.
Then can we look for him? Can we let's look for him then?
Let's have a look around. And
Zeppelin
if you
kind
can't
of
find
coughs
it,
up and says, "I think I just saw something skitter over the stones, perhaps." And as you look over, sorry, I said Zeppelin speaks up and says, "I think I saw something skitter over one of the rocks over there," and you see a tiny little spider-like object climb over a rock and disappear within one of the cracks.
Which rock?
This one right here, right by Jurek.
Oh, I'm there. I'm looking. Spidey!
I cast animal friendship, so if it isn't his spider, it doesn't bite him and give him like
Sure.
I don't fucking know spider disease.
You try to make that take hold, and it doesn't grasp anything.
Lana's gonna mutter under her breath to Zeppelin. Thank you. That means a lot. Let's not leave it there. Yeah, let's go. Let's
Okay,
keep it cool.
The spider must make a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by me for the duration.
She kind of just smiles and nods, and then and she speaks up again. It's like, so the rest of you can hear is like, perhaps we should go inside.
Why don't we leave him here so he's safe, and then we'll come back and check for him later. What do you think?
No, he's safe with me. He died when he's not with me because of the zombies, not because of me. So he's safer with me.
Oh. Oh, I've just seen that. I have to be able to see the beast to charm it. So never mind. Don't do that. This thing has scurried itself away.
But what would you rather? Would you rather it go up in front of a god, like we're possibly about to, or would you want him to stay in this rock and be safe, away from the crawling king that wants each one of us dead?
Up against a god.
Me and Spidey.
It's what we dreamed about all our lives together. We dreamed about this moment where together we would face the crawling king, and I'd hit it and he'd bite it and we'd defeat it.
Sure. Have we still got the Clarence bribe tools in the bag?
Yes, we have so many.
Do you think it's a good idea?
Jurek goes down, squats on his haunches in front of Clarence. Says, "Now, Clarence, I am willing to do a bargain with you. If we give Spidey a bit of time alone, I will get you sweets and a pet cat."
What?
A cat?
Yeah.
Pet cat?
Mhm.
What's that, Spidey? Okay, you can stay here, mate. I'll see you later.
And Clarence, possibly
Yeah.
more than one, but only if you're good.
I'm always good.
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot. What the fuck?
I look at Lana, then look at Kager, and then look at Lana, then look at Kager, then look at Lana again. So I don't think I have a choice. I'm getting some fucking pet cats, mate.
I think that may be a good place to stop. Dear oh dear.
I have no choice but to gain more cats.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
From a lifestyle perspective, yes, that sounds fun. From the perspective of someone who spends their days wandering the earth and fighting things with a mild chance of dying every single day, having a handful of newborn kittens isn't the well, it's difficult to say the least.
Right, guys.